And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, and we are off to the races for a Wednesday morning, already October the 2nd. Welcome. So glad to have y'all waking up and joining me. Right now, 65. We'll get 86 is what they're telling us out of that thermometer before it's over. We'll go over all the details of the forecast coming up in just a moment. Odie's making us a cup of coffee, or at least he's getting one, and we'll make another pop before the next show. Got to have it. It's inspiration is the way I look at it. Hope you've had yours, maybe an egg or two, getting your day going. School buses rolling throughout the neighborhood. We'll talk about the headline shaping America, and there's a lot shaping America this morning. Lots of things that could hurt the economy. We'll get into all that in a moment there. We want to make sure that you're aware and educated of what's going on out there. It's easy to get caught up in what you do back and forth to work, and you don't get to hear exactly what's going on. We'll go over those headlines in just a moment as we get this day underway, plus your weather forecast following that. Big parades yesterday. We'll discuss all things local beginning at 7. Won't you join us for that? Right now, let's get our good word for the day. Brother Ben's got something to say. Let's see what it is today.
Now, when it comes to advertising and marketing, there are several businesses that are really good at what they do. But perhaps there are none better than the alcoholic beverage companies. I mean, just think about some of the most memorable commercials of all time. And at or near the top of that list will likely be a company selling alcohol of some sort. So from a marketing perspective, they do a fantastic job painting a picture of how their product could make your life better. Of course, they show all the upside and none of the downside. So when it comes to alcohol, we need a double shot of reality. And that's exactly what we get when we turn to the Bible. Proverbs 20 verse 1 says, "Wine is a mocker, strong drink a brawler, and whoever's led astray by it is not wise." So when a person drinks alcohol, they come under the influence of that alcohol and it changes their mood. Oftentimes, as this proverb mentions, they get mouthy, they're easily angered, they're much more likely to fight verbally and physically, but that's just one of the ways alcohol can be hurtful. If a person's not careful, it can lead them astray into all sorts of sin and foolishness and even death. Beloved, I can't show you a chapter and verse in the Bible that says to never drink alcohol, but I can show you that drunkenness from too much alcohol is always sinful. And I can show you lots of passages that say we must be very cautious and wise concerning alcohol. So many lives have been captured and destroyed by a drink. So many regrets have come after being under its influence. So beloved, don't be foolish with alcohol. Misusing it leads to nothing good, and it's so easy to misuse. In fact, the wisest position very well may be to never drink a drop, because he who never drinks a drop will never be led astray by it. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. Welcome back. Somebody yawned because I almost did. That's just contagious. Watch that, whatever you do today. Someone asked about my mother. She is doing better. We had to take her to the hospital the day before yesterday. And I guess we'll count it as being dehydrated. Didn't know where she was, wouldn't eat. A few drips later, everything is better. So could have been a lot worse. We're thankful for a good recovery as we get back to our normal pace of life. Kamala will head to Georgia today. She's going to be looking at the track of the hurricane and surveying all that. Donald was there on Monday at Valdosta, Georgia, is where he went as the race for president continues. What were we, 30-something days out? Roughly, yeah. 33 days, the biggest decision America has to make. And as we talk about them going to this, I had a wrong figure. They updated this a minute ago, and I expect this to climb. I had 150 earlier. It is now at 166, the death toll from the hurricane, and I do expect that to be higher. There's many, many people that they haven't got to remote places that have been damaged. 166 Americans. And that's what we know of as that came ashore and has done such deadly path there. We'll learn more about it in days, but y'all keep those folks in prayer as we do this. If y'all will remember, and it's been quite a while since we had a situation like that in Mississippi and Alabama and Louisiana that was the extent of what it is. They have no power. The essentials are so important right now. Even getting your cell phone, finding a place to where you could charge your cell phone to call loved ones is pretty tough right now. Food, hard to come by. Water, hard to come by. And it's hot. Think of them. They're going through a very tough time right now. Now, there's two things, as I mentioned going into this, I made the comment about the economy, and somebody goes, what economy? You ever heard that old term of hold my beer? Well, we're just about there. We got two things that are going on this morning that we watch with what's going on. Up the East Coast, all these dock workers that have walked off the job, this could very easily drive our prices up. Food, quantities, anything that comes to a store as it's being shipped into America. They've walked off the job. We all know they want 77%, which is outrageous. What most Americans would think over a 6-year period doesn't matter. That's a lot. That will drive prices of everything up. The next thing of what happened yesterday, Israel. Israel attacked. I think the last count that I got was 180 missiles that came in. Now, what will happen next is Israel responding to this on Iran. Most accounts are saying that there will be oil fields struck from this. What is that going to do? Now, that's the last thing a sitting administration wants to happen right before an election. It could very well be, but we're looking at gas right now where they've been dropping it. I saw it yesterday, $235 somewhere, $240, somewhere along in there. If that happens, since we no longer get oil from America, it will drive the gas prices at the pump extremely high. Be ready for that. That's two major things that would affect your pocketbook. Now, again, do I have to remind everybody about how many people in America, those that are watching me right now, that are on that fixed income? You're not getting a raise. There's absolutely no way that you're going to get more money. What you've got each month is your check. You can't handle much more. Those are two things that could affect you, and I think you need to know about that. How will these situations be handled? We hope quickly, firmly. We'll see what becomes of this. Leaders, well, you know where I'm at on that. This really shows who is a leader and who is a follower. We'll see what becomes of this. Julian Assange has made a public appearance. Y'all remember him, the WikiLeaks guy? First public appearance that he's made since he got out. A big one there. And he said he had to choose of journalism over being free. And he'd been, I think he'd been, 14 years? Been a while there. He chose to be free again to where he could see his family. And he said he was forced to say he was guilty. I probably don't doubt that. Do you remember the girl from the movie that had the Baldwin guy in it, that Rust movie? Remember that? She was the set, the guns. She attempted to be released. That has been denied. She will remain in jail. Now, he's been cleared finally, hasn't he? Didn't he finally, or is he back in court again?
I think he is.
He would get out, the charges would be dropped, more charges here and there. I'm not sure where Baldwin is on this, but she's staying in jail, that's for sure. Eric Adams, who is the mayor of New York City, as we all know, is under an indictment right now. Bribery probe as we get into this. He says, well, look, I have done everything I can to work with them easily. Documents prove otherwise, to where staffers would, make mistakes on purpose. Over and over and over. Let's see here. We got somebody that needs to go away. Yeah, had a spammer. We got rid of them. They're not coming back to bug y'all anymore. Mr. Moore is gone there. Have mercy. But that's where this was. This will come out eventually as they investigate this. Shocked I am that the charges were even brought up. Let's hope that this stuff stays and that people doing these investigations will continue to go. Tom Brady, I don't know enough about this. He was at, what football team did he play for? Odie, do you remember?
Yeah.
Patriots? New England Patriots. He's going to sell his watch collection. Why, I don't know. I don't guess times have gotten that bad. But it's worth about $800,000. Well, he's got watches that range from $12,000 to $800,000. But that is I know Britt collects old pocket watches. Y'all remember the railroad watches? A lot of people do that. It's amazing what clicks your interest of what you'll collect. Interesting there. Colorado, the state. Now, I firmly believe in, you ever walked into a store and it says, no shirt, no shoes, no service? I think Kenny even put that up one time. If something goes against your religious beliefs, if somebody comes in and wants you to make something, build a product that goes against your religious freedom, I think you have the right as American to go, I can't do that. Thank you, but no thank you. Take your business elsewhere. It was a company in Colorado that was sued by the state because, well, they felt their religious beliefs were being tromped on. The company fought them. They were going to make them, force them to do something that, and I won't go into what it was. It doesn't matter. But when you cross a religious line of Jesus Christ tells me I can't do this, and the state of Colorado tells you you will, legal bills. This company spent $1.5 million fighting the state of Colorado over this. Going to force them to do it. It finally made it to court, and they go, no, you can't do that, Colorado. Now you got to turn around and pay this company's legal bills of $1.5 million. It's a win for the common guy. But again, you think about what I just said. The average person, number one, where are they going to get the money to fight something like this? That is the big thing in America these days. Most people give up because they can't afford the price of an attorney to take something like this to court. But again, at the end, they won, and hopefully this will have some influence and trickle down on those who try to trample upon your rights. I can't say that it will, but it is one notch in the right direction that we shouldn't be done that way. A lot of scary things in our future. Your grandkids and great-grandkids are going to see things that would know where I'm going with that. Mississippi has made national headlines. And I saw this earlier this week, and I thought, well, after 25 years, somebody retiring, I didn't think much of it. The coroner, Hinds County, has put in retirement. Weird thing about it is, after you get into this, it was 3 years left on the term. If somebody's sick, what's going on? Well, after you dig into this, y'all remember the big national story to where Jackson, Mississippi, the paupers were buried in the grave, said there was no identification whatsoever. Their wallets would be on them. Y'all remember that? That's what it's all about. She's resigned due to all of that. She gave no comment, but it has now made national headlines. I'll share that. I think it was NBC that earlier reported that. So we'll share that. That's an interesting thing. But y'all think about that. They find someone who is deceased. The police show up. They don't even check the pockets of the person. Haul them off and throw them in a pauper's grave. That tells you what kind of work was being done. Take pride in anything that you sign your name to. Think about that, what I just said. Take pride in anything you sign your name to. If you do a job you signed on to get paid to do whatever it is, apparently she did not. The police department did not do their job. In my personal opinion, I think we need to extend the Capitol Police in the Jackson area because we got some issues in these other departments. Major issues over there. But that's the story that we're looking at. 25 years. And she didn't bring up why she retired. She said she was going to spend time with friends and family. Good luck there. We had a Missouri woman disappear. After 5 months, her remains have been found. We send condolences to her family. She's been missing since April the 12th. She was a 33-year-old. Her name was Emily Strite. Although we've all said this, and I have. Well, at least the family has peace of mind. That's a tough one. You may have peace of mind, but it still haunts you day in, day out, as the rest of us go on with our lives and not being ugly, but you forget about things like this. I promise you there's somebody that you work with or you know every day that deals with something like this, who's lost a loved one that it's kind of like George Jones. He stopped loving her today, that you never really quite get over. Think of them. Be a little bit more considerate today as you go out and about. You just never know what deep down is bothering somebody next to you. Something to think of. We're going to do weather next. Hang close with us. We'll let you know the highs and the lows and what to expect over the next few days. That's next as we begin today.
Come see us at Kia Meridian, where we have the best deals in town. We have 0% for 48 months on remaining 2024 Kia Sorrentos and Kia Sportages. Come see us. We're putting dreams in driveways.
When I was elected to the state Senate 9 years ago, my goal was to bring a new generation of conservative leadership to the Capitol to get things done. I'm Mississippi Supreme Court to do the same thing. I've written legislation to lower taxes and reduce regulations on farmers, manufacturers, and other businesses in Mississippi. On the Supreme Court, I'll use my experience and conservative values to always interpret the law, not to rewrite it or bend the rules for anyone.
Al's Garden and Gift, a charming place to harvest memories and gifts this fall. Gather a bountiful selection of pumpkins in a variety of colors and sizes. Capture curb appeal. Enhance an entrance or outdoor living space with beautiful mums, snapdragons, hay bales, corn stalks, or a handmade wreath. Make game days and tailgating even more fun with Captain Rodney's. Savory spices, grilling sauces, gourmet jellies, and Mississippi cheese straws too. Come fall in love with all things autumn at Al's Garden and Gift.
Welcome back. Evelyn joining us from the big city of Hickory this morning. Thank you for watching. We appreciate that. Each day I bump into so many of you on my roundabouts. Occasionally I bump into Odie over there somewhere. It's always good to see y'all. We do appreciate you every time you come up and shake our hand. We appreciate that so much. Arnold brought up, do you remember the time that they tried to dig up the graves of the gypsies here, searching for treasure in Meridian? I do. That is like bad. Let's look at radar as we see what's going to happen today. The state of Mississippi, look at this. Kind of perfect there. We don't have anything going on there. All clear. Not even fog showing up on the radar in Meridian, anywhere in the state of Mississippi, according to Honda Meridian. As we go west, we'll see some fog out here around Dallas. It's not horrible. As we get into the edge of Alabama, look at this. As we get up near Knoxville, Asheville, all those areas there, it is thick fog after you're on 65 and you're heading to the northeast there through the Tennessee into the Carolinas. Y'all be careful in those areas. And we mentioned Valdosta, Georgia, just a little bit ago. Look at the fog there. As they're dealing with the hurricane where it come through there, fog is set in this morning to where it's kind of hard to see. As we back out here, still watching this now, there was a lot of people, and we'll show it in a moment, that jumped the gun on this system. This is still holding at 40% right here. There were people that jumped the gun and said that it was going to be huge devastation this week. That's not the case at this point. We're still watching it. We're expecting at least rain to move in through here. We'll look at that forecast in just a moment. Let's get a little deeper into the forecast now.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Our record highs, record lows, 2019 remains in there. 102 today. Back in 19, some 5 years ago. Back in 84, it was a cool morning, 36 degrees as you woke up back in 1984. Did they write a book about that in 1984?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, that comes to mind. As we look at the outlook today, it'll be 85 to 86, depending upon where you're standing, as we go northward all the way through Mississippi State, that bulldog country. 84 to 85, back down the river. Cooler over there in Greenwood. We'll see 83-ish. We'll see 85 as you finally make port there at Natchez, Mississippi. As we go east, Bamaland, 88 there in Demopolis. Looks like Birmingham should see 85. We'll even see 86 over in Auburn. Not bad at all as Troy sees 87. Here's the outlook. Look at this out to the west. Ooh, it's warm in those areas there, all the way up. We see that the Mississippi area is kind of normal, below average in eastern Tennessee, and we even see a little bit warmer weather as you go toward the coast in Mississippi over the next 10 days. Now, as we look at what we've got for the next 7 days, our temperatures show that we're kind of warm today and tomorrow. Wednesday, 86. We'll hit 88 tomorrow. And by Friday, we do have that. Now, this is what all you deer hunters, if you have not dropped the seed in the ground, this is one of your bigger chances you're going to get for the next week or so, is October is here. 40% chance of rain. Get it in the ground either late this afternoon, tomorrow. Hustle, hustle, hustle. Get it taken care of. 83 the high on Friday. 65 is what we're expecting there. As we'll go to Saturday, 84, low of 64. Not bad, is it? Sunday morning as you go to church there, 85. We're back to work on Monday, and by Tuesday, we start seeing those 7 digits. 79. Let's go another week into October. Let's go all the way through the 16th. It's up and down below 80, 79, 78. As we'll see on the 9th, we'll see 81, and down to the 16th, we'll see 75. That's almost a perfect temperature, isn't it? 75. You can wear a coat if you want to. You don't have to. A lot of people are cold-natured, but you can go short sleeve. Kind of perfect there. Can't beat that at all. So we're expecting some good weather as we head toward Halloween. All right, let's check out our fishing forecast today. Fishing-wise, it tells us today the best times to fish is going to be 11:50 to 1:50 is what we've got. We'll see another time after dark. That won't work out for you. At 6 o'clock, you got about an hour, maybe 15 minutes. 6 to 8 p.m. is another great time to get out on the minor side, but your best time today is going to be right around lunch if you can make it out to go fishing. We'll see here. Let's see what we got when it comes to best times to deer hunt. I had this pulled up, I promise you, and I somehow or another clicked away from it. As you head out today, Wimberley, they take us to our deer hunting patches. Today, your major time is going to be right at lunch. We're going to call it 11:45 to 1:42 is what we'll go with. You've got a minor time again coming in at 6 p.m. So that 5:30, that 5:15 area will be good there. Drop in and see Wimberley. If you get a good one, they'll help you out there with those deer hunting times. Boy, let's see what else we got. As we mentioned, when it comes to the hurricane season, still going on strong. Let's pull this up of what we've got showing. Now, we've got another one that is developing here off the coast of Africa at 90%. We see that Kirk this morning is a Category 1, moving along at 81 miles an hour, gust of 98 miles an hour, moving northwest at 14 miles an hour. That millibar is at 984. We'll watch Kirk and what's going on there. Here's the disturbance that so many people jumped the gun on. They were predicting at one time this was coming into Mississippi and it would be a Hurricane 4. I know they all heard that. At this point, this thing hasn't moved on its chances for a couple of days. Still sitting at a 40% chance. I'm not saying that it can't turn into something. It looks as though it will move northeasterly. We'll get a new update on this here in a little while, and we'll dig back into it. But it looks like rain at least will move into Florida. It could be worse. We're thankful that no one is predicting this to be a major hurricane at this point. Again, we'll watch the updates with this and follow it closely. By no means do we ever want anybody to, we don't go off scare tactics, and we don't want to scare anybody. When it gets serious, we'll let you know that it does. Kind of wraps up weather. We're getting ready for the morning show. What is it, 6:53? Woo, we got to get ready for the show. Coffee's getting ready. I hope you'll go grab your pot, grab a cup, and come back and join us. We're going live at the top of the hour with what's going on in our communities, your community, wherever you may be, state of Mississippi, Alabama. We're going to discuss all these things that affect you. Odie's in the house. Welcome. We'll see you in just a moment at the Scotty Ray Report.